my name is Jessica Sarnes, and today I will be interviewing my cousin.
Hey, what's up? I'm Dave Sarnes. I'm 21 years old, and I'm a Staten Island musician.
What sparked your interest in music?
I guess growing up over the years, I always listened to music, whether it was like in my home, in the car. My mom just was a huge music lover, my father as well. Then I guess I started to really get into my own style of music when I was introduced to bands like Blink-182 and Sum 41, Good Charlotte. They were like, my first style of music was really like pop punk. That's what I really loved. And then at around 9 years old, my mom showed me her acoustic guitar, and I instantly was super interested in it. And I asked her to show me like some chords and stuff, and she showed me. I didn't really get it, but then because she saw that I was interested in music, and she knew that rest in peace, my father's not here, but she knew that my father loved guitar. She was like, let me give my son some lessons. So I took guitar lessons, and then at around 12 years old, I started my first band with my 4 best friends. We played the talent shows at middle school. We just had fun with it, and I finally really got interested in music when I was introduced to hardcore at 14 years old in my freshman year of high school.
Okay, do you have a favorite instrument? If so, what is it?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite instrument. I'd say as I said, I'm a musician. I really enjoy, like, if I'm going to be playing grungy, like riffy music, I'd like to play guitar. If it's a hardcore punk band or like a progressive music, I like to play drums. I've wrote a lot of the music for most of my bands. I've really put in a lot of work whether it was the rhythm section, the lyrics, even singing, whatever. I just like to have a big part in all the bands. Not really any specific instrument, but I guess you could say drums. Drums is like what I really got into when I was around 15.
Is there anybody in particular who inspired you the most? If so, who?
It's weird to say, but my cousin Mike, I never really got to see him play drums because he passed away before I was truly interested in being a musician, and I'd like to say that Mike is my biggest inspiration. He got me into some punk bands when I was like 12 and 13. He died when I was 14. Well, actually, May, about to turn 14, whatever. But also my father. My father was he loved the blues, guitar, everything. So I guess the 2 people that mainly influenced me were my father and my cousin, as well as my best friend Alex, who plays drums, but that's besides the point. He's living his dream playing drums across the entire world, so it's pretty awesome.
Have you ever composed your own music? Do you prefer to play your own or do cover music?
I like to play my own music. I've played some covers in bands, but mainly that's just like for the crowd to sing along. It's not really I like to play my own music, definitely. I love to write music. It's probably one of my favorite things to do in the entire world ever. So, but covers are great too. I mean, you have to cover it. It helps you get better at your instrument. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the bands that influenced me. So I learned their stuff, and yeah. So I like to play both.
What is your favorite band and why?
Alright. I don't really know exactly how to answer this, but I guess you could say the Bad Brains are my favorite band ever in the world, because they're the first hardcore punk band I ever listened to in my entire life. I got into them when I was 14 years old. My sister's ex-boyfriend, Anish, he showed me a Bad Brains song, and then he gave me an entire record of hardcore bands, and the Bad Brains were like a huge part of it. So I guess Bad Brains are my favorite. They took me, my sister and Anish took me to a Bad Brains show, and I don't know, they just really, they were a group of like Rastafarians that played hardcore punk but also played reggae. It was just a really cool thing to me. They just seemed like a really cool like group of dudes started in 1980. Well, actually 1978, but they like became like a well-known group in around 1980 from Washington D.C. I love Bad Brains.
What is your favorite genre of music?
Definitely. I mean, hardcore punk is like my thing. It gave me almost like a group of friends and a group of people that I had something in common with. A lot of the lack of judgment. It was just a beautiful thing, especially in such a like, I don't know, like like Staten Island just had a very, I don't know, it just seemed like a huge like faction filled place. I didn't really like it. I didn't like what everyone else was into, like cars and like doing like crazy drugs and stuff like that. And I don't know. I mean, it did get me into some trouble in the beginning, but I mean, there's that whole straight edge scene that hardcore gave me, and I've recently taken a part of it, and I just love hardcore. But to be honest, like genres of music, I like to play funk, I like to play progressive, I like to play metal. It just depends on who I'm jamming with. I just love music. It just brings something out of me that I love.
What made you and your bandmates decide on the name Nerves End?
Well, Nerves End is a name that I came up with laying in my friend's bed. I like woke up and I was waiting for her to wake up, and for some reason I just kept saying to myself, nerves ending, like, and I wrote it down on my phone, and then like I was like, wait a minute, Nerves End. And then I thought maybe like at Nerves End, but I decided like that's not short and to the point enough. So I called up my singer Johnny, and I was like, yo, what do you think of the name Nerves End? And he was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then like Evan, my guitar player, he hit me up. He was like, yo, Dave, I really like that. And then Andrew was like, I really like that. So we just were like, fuck it, like Nerves End. It's basically exactly what we're about. We are fed up. We don't like where hardcores went today. Hardcore's become a music genre of tough guys and just assholes. I don't like what it is, what it's become. It used to be all about uniting, being close knit, having like a group of friends that you could just sing along, and like you open your eyes to the world with hardcore. It's just it wasn't like that for a while, and I feel like it's coming back slightly. Especially Nerves End coming to Staten Island is a godsend in my eyes. I love it. We're bringing a lot of new people to the shows. I'm seeing new faces. I'm seeing familiar faces. I'm really proud of what we've done so far, and we've only started. I mean, our first practice was in November of 2013, so it's been 4 months and like 3 weeks, and we're on a good track.
So about your future, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
I mean, I'm more. I know they always tell you growing up you shouldn't be this way, but I'm kind of just living each day to day. I don't know where I want to be in 5 years. I feel like you could ask me that like in 5 years, and my answer will be completely different than what I'm going to tell you right now. But like, I just want to be happy in 5 years. Like I don't necessarily want, like, I don't have any exact like aspirations. I mean, I do. It's just too much it'll take me too long. I just want to be happy. I don't want to feel alone. I want the simple things in life to all be there, which is family, my friends, and just hardcore and just keep things mostly the same. I don't want to lose all my friends. Like I just want to be happy. That's it.